Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Somos Moss, the official podcast of Somos Moss NM, and your source for the latest news and notes on New Mexico United and the New Mexico Runners. My name, of course, is Seth Bidoff. Thank you guys for joining us here across our social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. We do appreciate you being here. We're back after a couple of weeks. The last time we were here, Earl and myself sat down. We did a Rumble cast where we previewed the Royal Rumble. Jacob was not here that week. Jacob is back. Guys, we've got some news. It's kind of been a long time coming. We wanted to talk about some of this as soon as Jacob got back, but before we do jump
before you jump into your burning question, I do want to acknowledge the fact that I am now ahead of something. Head of shithousery.
Earl has been given a promotion. So congratulations to Earl.
Yay, Earl.
It comes with a 0% pay raise.
I mean, there's no money involved.
I mean, it actually comes with like 100% pay raise, but 100% of zero is zero. So
that is true. That is very true. So
for paying us, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's something we still got to talk about, and maybe do a Patreon or something, or like a what's it called, cup of coffee or whatever it's called. People can donate money to the stream. We still got to talk about that, figure that out. But Jacob, I know that you were following along with Royal Rumble because you and I were having a little bit of a text conversation back and forth. While Earl did not get to watch it live. So my one burning question for you, gentlemen, this week: what's your initial reaction to Royal Rumble?
I saw literally 20 minutes of it, and it was Hot Pants versus the leprechaun. Well, he wasn't facing the leprechaun, but the leprechaun jumped off of something and landed on Hot Pants. There was also like some bioluminescent crap coming off the table. I mean, it was that part was entertaining, at least. And then the wrestling, it throws me off because I know when I was younger, it was obviously fake. But it's like, I don't know. I don't think it's because I'm just older, because I've gone back and watched some older clips from when I used to watch it, and it was just done so much better.
Yeah.
So, like on the leprechaun landing on Hot Pants, it clearly didn't come anywhere near Hot Pants, but he sure acted like it did, and it was taped from such an obvious angle to show that it wasn't going to be anywhere near Hot Pants. It was like, what is this?
I have to think that's a production mistake, because that's not the first time, and we've talked about it in our group text, that it's blatantly clear that they're pulling the punches, and obviously it is entertainment. But yeah, there's been a few things that it's just glaringly obvious.
I wonder if like the HD cameras and just like the video quality being so much better than it was like in 2005, 6, 7, somewhere in there. If that has added to the fact that it's just like so clear that it.
I don't think it's necessarily that. I think it's, at least from what I've seen over the past, several months worth of premium live events, it's just been the camera angles. It's been the angles that they're using. Like so I assume that the cameras are in the wrong position, or their timing is off on the cuts in the production truck, to where you're seeing the shithousery, the entertainment portion of it.
Did you put a fucking filter on, Earl? Why do our faces look weird, Earl? I don't like this.
I don't know what he did. So yeah, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what the issue is.
Were you asking if I put a filter on?
Yeah.
I don't have host access. I'm just a fucking peon.
I don't know. Your face looks funny. My face looked funny at times.
I just have head of shithousery. I don't have any fucking like responsibility on that. I just get the fucking title.
Yep. He gets the title with none of the responsibility. So maybe that's something we have to change.
You don't want that.
Okay. Well, Earl, what was your reaction to Rumble? Because obviously, Jacob and I were having a little fun with you in our chat prior to you getting to watch it. And so, I mean, did you believe who we told you won the Royal Rumble?
Oh yeah, fuck you, Seth.
Yeah. So starting off, that was a long fucking day just to start with. And when you two were fucking texting back and forth about hot pants and what the Mad Hatter.
Oh yeah, Mad Hatter. That was it. It wasn't Leprechaun.
Yeah.
Mad Hatter. Sorry.
My girlfriend is reading my text messages to me. It's like 9:30 at night.
It wasn't that late.
It fucking was that late.
No way.
It was.
In the middle of the Rumble. My kids were still awake.
It was 9. Okay, maybe not 9:30.
Yeah.
8:10.
Like 9:30. Might as well have been 9:30. Regardless, fucking pitch black outside. And I'm driving home. My phone's blowing up.
Calm down.
It was pitch black outside.
Yeah, but it gets dark at 7, so calm down.
I don't give a fuck what time it gets dark at. Regardless, my phone is blowing up. So my girlfriend's like, "Do you want me to read those to you?" Yeah, sure. Why not? Go right ahead. So she's trying to understand what the fuck you two are talking about with fucking hot pants and Mad Hatter. So I'm trying to explain to her who they are, how Mad Hatter, for any of those who are watching.
I'm out. Does she watch wrestling?
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to explain to her that Mad Hatter was Uncle Howdy, and the person that was his accomplice was Bray Wyatt. And Hot Pants, that was the fun part to explain to her, was Hot Pants was L.A. Knight.
Do you have to do this?
Yeah, L.A. Knight.
Is that his thing? Am I missing something?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways,
so
I was thinking today was going to be a quick one. I have already decided it's not.
It's not. You know what? I fully decided that we're going to be up till fucking 2 in the fucking morning. It's going to be a
cup of coffee.
You might as well
have some fun.
I don't know how Allie approves of this, but
I have an Xbox in the room now, so she's gonna watch TV. She's making a mug cake. She's gonna have a good time.
I'll be right over.
Whoa. What kind of shirt? What hoodie are you wearing, Earl? Okay. Sorry, I got distracted because that's what I'm on it. Oh, nice.
Very nice. So yeah, Rumble.
Anyway, so anyways, Rumble. So my girlfriend is reading me these messages and confused as fuck as to who Mad Hatter is, who Pants is, and she's just like confused.
So one thing to understand, we did not know that she was reading you these messages.
She said that he was driving.
Yeah, but that was after I sent the Hot Pants text.
Yeah. Okay. So so she's like, "What do you want me to say?" I said, "Ask Seth who won the Royal Rumble." And this son of a bitch started Seth's mom.
He had already said it earlier. Yeah. You just didn't. I don't think your girlfriend read you that message.
No, she read me that part, and I was like, you know what? That's not important because I'm trying to explain to her who Mad Hatter and Hot Pants are. Like that was the whole conversation home was who Mad Hatter and Hot Pants are, and why they're called.
Why was it that long of a conversation? I don't understand. And second of all, did you? I know that you knew who L.A. Knight was, but did you know who Mad Hatter was right away?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't.
I knew Mad Hatter right away was gonna be Uncle Howdy because he wears the freaking top hat.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Okay.
So I was sitting there, I was like, wait, he fucking said Logan Paul won the Rumble.
That is what he said.
Yes.
And so I was like, ask him who the fuck won the Rumble. And when you said Logan Paul, that's why I said, shut the fuck up. And I hadn't talked to you about this since.
Yeah.
I have a screenshot of it because I was going to text you that next morning. But then we were running late.
You did text us and say something about Seth.
I don't know what the fuck I said. Either way.
I was mad though because I didn't watch the Rumble part. I thought the Rumble would be last. That's how little I know about this. I didn't realize they started with the men's Rumble. So you said that, and I was like, "Oh, it already happened." Oh, okay.
Yeah, the men's Rumble was early,
and so I was just like, "Oh, okay. Well, that sucks. I missed it, and you ruined it, so I didn't go back to rewatch it." So I was just like, "Okay, whatever." The good news is I have since forgotten who really won it, so I could go watch it right now and actually be entertained. Because I don't remember who it was. But I'm sure you guys will get into that in just a second.
Can we not? So you don't want us to spoil it for you?
No, you can't. I'm
Okay,
not.
so
I don't
you
have
asked,
time to go watch it now. Are you kidding me?
so you asked Earl, did we ruin the Rumble for you? I said no because you lied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend is still confused as to who Hot Pants is.
Yeah.
I think she's still confused, to be honest.
Just show her the Rumble.
Yeah.
Or show her that match.
No, her first wrestling event with me that she's going to sit down and watch is the 2-day, 7-hour-long each WrestleMania.
I'm sure that's a great way to introduce somebody to wrestling.
14 hours.
Hey, you know this men's soap opera that has fake fighting in it that you've never watched before in your life? Here's 14 hours of it in 2 days. That's going to be fantastic. That's going to go over real well, Earl. Real well.
Yeah, I know.
So, Earl, did you at some point go back and watch the Rumble?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm amazed that your phone didn't start blowing up with like news alerts saying that the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble.
I already fucking knew he was going to win.
Okay.
I already knew he was going to win. It was a given. So, yeah, no, I did. I went back. Actually, I probably shouldn't say this on live TV, but
we're not on TV.
Close enough. Fucking
We are on Robert.
Technically, my TV has YouTube, so
we are on Robert's laptop probably, or his phone probably, and that's literally it right now.
Yep.
Okay, good. So, kids, what I'm about to say, I do not condone. So,
I don't know where this is going.
Close your ears.
I'm really nervous. Like my stomach is in like a small knot right now.
Okay.
No, I actually watched Rumble on the way home that night. The next night.
Oh, but you weren't driving.
Yeah, I was.
Earl, look at this
Earl.
screen.
You weren't driving.
No, I was not driving. And really, I was listening to it more than I was watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I just have a good imagination. I know who Bianca Belair is, and
God, the women's Rumble was rough, guys.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was just like
women's wrestling used to be good.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Even as recently as last year, we've seen some really amazing women's matches. You know, but the Rumble was just not good, and I was really unimpressed with the Bianca Belair Alexa Bliss match. Like,
yeah,
I skipped that one.
Too.
I like, and I said this, and I mentioned I was looking at another creator's TikTok, and I made a comment on one because she does like these recaps of all the live events, particularly the premium live events, which Royal Rumble was like a 6-part thing. And I said, I just felt like the entire card for the most part was just very blah. And like there was a couple moments in like there's like 1 or 2 moments in each match that kind of carried it. But like the best part of the night was the finale between Roman and KO.
And Sami Uso.
Yeah. Sami, former Uso.
Yeah, I gotta say that was probably the highlight of the entire pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, premium live event.
There you go.
I mean, who do I want to please more, this guy or this guy?
I don't know. It's up to you. But yeah, I don't know.
A soulless robot cannot be pleased.
But he does have a title.
No, he doesn't have a
You
title.
don't.
He doesn't have a title. Soulless robot is not a title. That is a description.
Sorry.
That is a
Whatever,
noun that describes what he is.
The captivator or whatever.
Either way.
you call it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Earl, I mean, on looking back at the past like several months, I'd say last 4 months worth of premium live events, not counting NXT. Where does Royal Rumble stand in terms of entertainment value?
It's all entertainment for me. I mean,
well, yes, but if you had to grade them, if you were grading them, like, does Royal Rumble really come out ahead of the others, or do you think that there were others that outperformed Rumble?
So you said the past 6 months,
3 or 4 months. You know,
3 or 4 months.
Yeah,
that puts us
Halloween Havoc.
Hell in the Cell would be.
Yeah.
would be the October rematch.
I think Hell in a Cell was better than this.
Hell in a Cell was great.
Castle?
War Games was better.
Was
And
the
then
Castle one better?
what?
Was the Castle one better?
Clash of the Castles?
That was September. So yeah, that one was really good.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah.
So yes, that'd be how I rank it. It's Clash of the Castle going back to September. Clash of the Castle, Hell in the Cell. No, Clash of the Castle, War Games, Hell in the Cell, and then Rumble.
Okay. Okay, that's what I was curious about because I mean, there's obviously Rumble is the big setup, the road to WrestleMania. There's storylines going forward. You got Cody Rhodes. Did you catch that promo last night between Cody and Paul?
That was fucking incredible.
Oh my God, such a good Jacob. If you haven't seen this, I know you're not a big fan, but go watch the promo that Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman did last night on Raw.
On it.
Unbelievable.
Hey Seth.
Yeah.
Can you put that in the can you add that to this podcast?
I'll see if I can rip the audio. But yeah.
Like just clip it off of so YouTube MP3, whatever.
Yeah, I'll see if I yeah.
So if Seth can do it, you get to listen to it right now.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
You don't have to pause. It pauses for.
No, I was giving you time to shut the hell up.
Yeah, no, it gives me a spot to clip it and insert it and whatnot. So no, that's good. Yeah, I'll see what I can do if I can grab that.
See, I'm getting better at this shit.
There you go. But yeah, no, that's one of the best promos I've heard in a long time. And between that and all the stuff that Sammy and Roman did, in the lead up and after, like, there's some really good storylines going forward. But I feel like there's some stuff that's just
10 minutes long, guys.
It's fucking great though.
It's so good.
Every fucking minute.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna do it like now, thinking it was just like a.
Well,
I'll
I'll
have to wait till after the pod. But
yeah, go listen to it. Like it's incredible.
I have it queued up. We're good.
There's some stuff that fell flat. Like I feel like Bray Wyatt's thing fell flat. I felt like Alexa Bliss fell flat. I felt like the women's Rumble was bad. Like yes, you had Rhea Ripley go one to the end, but that seemed to kind of be expected.
Yeah, it's like five wrestlers in. I was like, I think Rhea's gonna win it. And I was no wrestling.
Yeah, I will say that I felt like them having Gunther go 1-30 was really good, and then that showdown at the end was good for him. But like the whole Ray Dominic Mysterio thing kind of fell flat as well. Obviously, Ray got injured before, and so he could go out. So they put in Booker T last minute apparently. But just so much fell flat. But like I still want to have faith in what Triple H is doing as head of creative. And I feel like maybe there's a way to kind of salvage some of this stuff. But to me, like the Bray Wyatt stuff that's the biggest miss tonight. It just has not paid off at all.
So I feel like we need to come back to this because I feel like I have some thoughts that I could add. I know Earl does, obviously. And so we probably could talk about this for another 30 minutes at least. And while I'm not opposed to being here for a while, we do have other things to get to.
Yes, we do. We absolutely do.
So closing thoughts real quick.
Yeah.
Just like what's the next one? Because I don't even know the next one.
Elimination Chamber. Yeah, that's right.
And when is this?
February.
It's in like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe either right after that, maybe we plan on I'll actually try to watch it, and we can do a full-fledged, just special one-off WWE podcast. Because I do have thoughts. Like I've listened to a few podcasts about WWE. Because I think the last time we were on, if I'm not mistaken, was when the Saudi Arabia rumor came out.
That's the last time we really started. Yeah.
And because I think that was about a month ago, and then we went through because you guys were on 2 weeks ago, so I haven't been on in a month. It's been 4 weeks since I have been on, and I think that's when it was. And some things have happened, some things have not happened, like they didn't sell it to a Saudi Arabian company because that would have been, there's no way Vince was going to do that in the first place, in my opinion. So So there's definitely some back of house stuff that we could talk about, and then obviously what we've seen for Rumble and then going forward. Because I wouldn't mind being able to have a little more in-depth conversations about this, and I'm not going to be able to watch it as much as you guys can or do, but I can dabble. I'm a pretty good bullshitter. I can make my way through.
So yeah, no, we can absolutely do that, and especially with WrestleMania coming up, we will be doing something for WrestleMania.
Was the Rumble for the Rumble pay-per-view was the Reigns match the only good one? Like legitimately?
Yeah. I mean, I felt like
Roman Reigns is prime time, and that's what it is.
Did he win?
Yeah. So the work he does off camera.
Hey! Yes.
Yeah. So the work that Roman Reigns does away from the action, so just his talking and his bullshit that he does, his head of shithousery, is what makes Roman Reigns great.
Right. Well, I was just because I know we talked about there was a pay-per-view here a while back that we kind of talked about the different matches and there you said there was several good ones. So since I only watched a couple and I was not impressed with the ones I watched, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, the Roman Reigns match was easily the best match of the night, and then of course, all the drama afterwards, continue to build and build. It was just fantastic to watch. It was really well done. But I mean, the men's Rumble had some moments. Obviously, Logan Paul and Ricochet, clashing midair, mid-ring after springboarding off the top ropes. Like,
so next year, here's what we do next year, okay, guys, for the Rumble.
We go to it.
No. I gotta save for the World Cup. All right.
Yeah, that's the thing.
No. So what we do is the three of us. I'll sit here with numbers and a hat, and I will draw numbers for us. And the wrestler that comes out at your number, we'll each get 10 numbers. So we got a 30% chance of winning. The wrestler that comes out, like if I have 30 and the wrestler that comes out on 30, if they win, then you guys owe me something. We can figure out what the
we can do that
later. And if we can get 3 more, then we could do 5 wrestlers each. That might make it a little more intense. But
no, we can absolutely do that. So,
but anyway, so Roman Reigns was the only match worth watching.
Yeah, in my opinion.
Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman had a fantastic promo last night.
Oh yeah, dude.
It will draw tears to your eyes, and you will feel like a little bitch watching it.
I'm very interested to see if that actually happens because I don't care.
Harry wants in. Harry wants in on the Rumble.
Harry wants in. So we got 4. We'll get a few more, and we'll do a little. Maybe we each put $5 in, and the winner gets $30 or whatever it is. But so and then the next one is in a couple weeks. It's Elimination Chamber. And eventually, sometime either right after that or right before that, we will do a dedicated WWE pod. Yeah. And so 23 minutes in, we will now wrap up the WWE talk. After I called Seth I want everybody, all the listeners and watchers to know, I called Seth at 8:00 and said, "Hey, what's the rundown?" And we went over it, and it was 4 things. It was like 4 things. And fair. WWE was not one of them whatsoever.
Nope, not at all.
But then Earl, who texted us earlier and says he didn't think he was going to make it, all of a sudden goes, "Oh yeah, I'm going to make it." And then the WWE talk just keeps rolling. And
shithousery began.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly why you have that title.
Yeah, I want to get that out there because obviously, these are it is something we do talk about somewhat regularly on the show. And so, with how big Rumble is and what it means for the next couple of months and the direction of the company, of the entertainment going forward, I just feel like throwing it out there would be a few good minutes there. And yes, it is always Earl's fault. So,
I have a burning question that's not wrestling related for you. I have 2 technically. 1, will either of you be getting MLS Pass?
No.
Well, if you
I want to, but I will not.
So do you have Apple TV?
No.
I do.
Will you get Apple TV?
I have Apple TV with T-Mobile.
Okay. So
the problem I have with Apple TV is that there's so few offerings on there that I'm actually interested in.
Ted fucking Lasso, though.
I know, that's the only thing. That's the only thing that I'm interested in.
I would say Ted Lasso. I would say C. Watch CS.
Oh, C's really good.
C's pretty sick. And then even if you don't get MLS Pass, you still get about 60% of the games just having Apple TV.
So does MLS Pass come with Apple TV, or do you have to pay the $12.99?
No. So if you have Apple TV, it is $12.99 a month for you don't need Apple TV. I'm very confused now. Well, you don't need Apple TV if you want to pay the $15 or $100 for the year. But if you 40%, I'm Harry. Don't contradict me, damn it. We're not about facts right now, okay?
We are about sports, entertainment, and premium live events.
That's what these people are every week is a premium live event.
So I think out of the three of us, I probably am the most into MLS.
Mm-hmm.
And so will probably get it. But I wasn't sure if you guys had even considered it because it starts the 25th. So
yeah. That's the thing. Like I want to, but like it's a matter of cost versus production because I don't know what the production value is going to be like on these. And honestly, I'd rather spend my $9.99 a month on Paramount Plus and get Champions League, Europa. Like I'd rather get that than MLS.
See, and I disagree. I have Paramount. We have everything anyways, or access to everything. Thank you, Earl.
Don't thank me.
Anyways, so okay.
Hey, Andres in the chat. How you doing, man?
So I think that it's $99 and you get literally every game. Mm-hmm. And I think the production is going to be pretty good. They have thrown a lot at this. They've thrown a lot of money at this. They've thrown a lot at the talent.
Yes.
And people that are going to be broadcasting and color commentating. They're going to have a pre and post show for every match that they have on, basically.
Devin Kerr, Tyler Terrence, the guys that we know from USL, and there's a number of other guys. Yeah.
A bunch of former MLS players. And so I think that it's I like how you threw us in.
I'm glad we made that list, David. Thank you.
And so I think it'll be worth it, but like some people in the chat have said, I think all of us have somebody's password for something. I don't think Seth's chipped in for anything yet. I think he just mooches off of us, but
we're not wrong there.
Yeah, and I don't really care. So, but
it just takes Jacob texting at 2 a.m.
I like how Harry says "fuck MLS" and then he says, "But I got it," because Harry's a sicko. Harry is a soccer sicko.
And also, before you guys carry on, I do want to shout out David for giving us a shout out. But he did leave one out.
I don't. What did he leave out?
He left out his show every Monday.
I know, but that's
United Sessions. Yeah,
that technically is 20. Well, not 24 hours. It hasn't been 24 hours, or it's been over 24 hours. What is David? Where's LeBron at? LeBron's only at 20. He still needs 16 more. So we'll see, or 15 more. 15
I'm curious about the Grammys. I think we've talked about it in the past, but do you guys care about the Grammys?
How does Bad Bunny not win?
Okay,
I don't give two shits about.
If you need to get on Netflix. Oh, that's fantastic, David.
That's the awesome comment of our life. I think that's the comment we've ever received.
That's actually my password to everything at this point. I even have like a back tattoo saying that.
He does. It's just Guzman with a heart.
Yeah. And while Andres is here, let's go ahead and let's keep transitioning on over. Andres Trujillo over in the chat, owner, operator, president of the New Mexico Runners. We do want to mention the New Mexico Runners did play over the weekend. They played against the Wichita Wings, second of 2 consecutive road matches. There you go, Andres also. There you go.
All caps. All caps.
All caps. Yeah. After opening the season with a 3-0 record, the Runners have lost their last 2 matches in a row. On Saturday, they lost to Wichita, as I mentioned, by a final of 21-10. But the highlight of the night, and quite possibly of the year to this point, we want to shout out head coach Steve Familetta throwing on the kit, putting in the minutes on the pitch, and with his first touch of the match on Saturday, became the new record holder for oldest scoring player. Is it, and Andres, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's MASL history, correct? Or is it just MASL 2? I want to say it's the entire MASL. So congratulations to head coach Steve Familetta, 57 years old. Again, first touch, back heel into the back of the net. So congratulations, Coach Steve. It was fun to watch. Enjoyed seeing that. And all professional arena soccer history. Okay, there you go. So, yeah, it's huge, massive record being held by Coach Steve there. Former, I said that one, I will say former USL Hall of Famer, Steve Familetta. So, congratulations, Coach. And the Runners back in action this weekend out at the Rio Rancho Event Center, 5:05. Yes.
Real quick, shout out to Robert, who has obviously seen it.
Yeah.
And has a little thing on it. And he's from San Antonio.
Yes.
I think we turned him on to Runners. And without us, he would not be watching. He would not have seen it. So just shout out to him for being awesome and watching that, even though he's not. I mean, he has real no ties to New Mexico. So that's cool.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely.
And that took a lot for me to say, seeing as he's Team Earl. I just want to point that out too.
Jacob stretching his boundaries here a little bit tonight. Glad to see that happening. So
yeah, what the hell? Talking about fucking WWE for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
thanking Robert for ridiculous.
Yeah. So the Runners get back in action on Saturday against the Kansas Bandits, 5:05 p.m. Mountain Time. This here is going to be an interesting matchup. The Runners obviously sitting currently in third in the Midwest Division with a 3-2 record. Wichita Wings sitting second with a 4-2 record. So Runners have a chance here. Hopefully you get some guys back and healthy for the weekend and a major matchup for them this weekend. So if you haven't gotten there, like we're going to tell you guys until we're blue in the face, get out, support the Runners. Like it's one of the most entertaining things that you will ever get to see. MASL 2. Yeah. Besides this, of course, MASL 2 action, indoor arena soccer. Like it's fantastic. So much fun to watch. And maybe, just maybe, we'll see Coach Steve extend that record just a little bit more on Saturday.
So going to a Runners game is like this. It's a premium live event.
He's not there.
I know.
Oh man. Okay, and there, Andres, there you go. Educators Appreciation Night. If you're a teacher, free admission for you guys on Saturday. So yeah, can't wait to get out there. Another premium live event. This one here in New Mexico. We love the Runners. We love Andres. We love the entire organization. They're fantastically run. They put on a great show. The Runners are great to watch every single weekend while they're out there. So,
Andres, if you're listening, which you are, because you always do, if you're still shorthanded, just give me a call.
There you go. Obviously. Oh, here we go.
I mean, it's me. I mean, let's not.
We still got to set something up. We're going to get out there, and if we can get you guys both in town, we'll set something up with Andres or have some sort of a goal scoring competition during one of the breaks potentially. So, there you go. Hey, there you go, Earl. You got your offer here.
You let me know when, Andres, and I'll be there.
Speaking of which, we know we talked about Earl getting out to the New Mexico United Open tryouts. Unfortunately, we weren't able to make that happen. So we don't have footage of Earl attempting to save shots from players such as Chris Wehan and others. But Earl can certainly go suit up for the Runners. There you go, David Carl in Tucson. Yes, there we go. Thursday. Preseason opens for New Mexico United. We're going to get right into that here in just a second. but yeah, get out, support the runners, their season, the thick of their season. And New Mexico United, of course, as David mentioned, about to get underway. Preseason action. We've been looking forward to this for the past 3 months, guys. I've got the preseason schedule here pulled up, and this here kind of got put out there in bits and pieces, not necessarily from our club, but as various other teams were releasing their preseason schedules.
I feel like that happens every year, though.
I think so, yeah.
Not everybody puts it out at the same time, so there's always somebody that puts it out, and then they've got teams on their schedule that haven't put out theirs. So I feel like that happens every year for preseason.
Yeah, it's kind of. I would rather see it all at once on these bits and pieces. I mean, we were obviously, tweeting and retweeting it as it came out and sharing the information and trying to piece together different bits. I don't know, David. I think we might have to disagree with that one, but yeah, it's things that were coming together. I spoke to someone at the club. The club was waiting to get one final piece of information before they put out the full preseason schedule. We do know now the entire full preseason schedule for New Mexico United. They're kicking off this week, as David mentioned, in Tucson with there's a name for this. I'm looking at the release here.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's an invitational of sorts. I was trying to find the name of it, but on Thursday, New Mexico United takes on Louisville City FC. That's going to be in Tucson. They're in Tucson throughout the weekend. February 12th at Detroit versus Detroit City FC, and then Chicago Fire on February 15th. And then finally, United gets their first home preseason match of the year on February 19th against El Paso Locomotive. And then we're going to follow it up with February 25th, Desert Showcase. There you go. That's the name of it. I was trying to find it. I knew I had it pulled up somewhere. Thank you, David, for that. February 25th versus Colorado State University Pueblo, again here at the First Financial Training Center. March 4th at Colorado Springs Switchbacks, and then back at the First Financial Training Center on March 10th for the Black and Yellow game, which is the preseason finale. Guys, preseason is here. We've been waiting. I mentioned a minute ago, we've been waiting 3 months for this. Looking at the roster, I mean, there's a lot to be excited about going into this. Obviously, I think most of I know some of these matches in Tucson are going to be behind closed doors. Some of them are going to be open to. I know the Colorado Springs match is going to be. I believe that one's going to be open to season ticket holders, according to information that Colorado Springs put out. So, I mean, I hate to say it, but like we have to wait until at least the 19th to potentially see preseason action. Who do you think needs to get out there and make a big? Let's start with this. Who needs to make a big showing here in the first few matches of the preseason as they work towards that final few weeks?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it snuck up on me. I mean, we've had some craziness going on. Just I think all three of us can kind of attest that we've all had some craziness going on. We had the holidays, and I thought, after the holidays, it'll slow down. Life will slow down. I'll be able to do some focusing. Haven't been able to do that. So today I was like, I'm gonna pull up the roster, see where we're at. I knew we were short several players or several roster spots that we typically have filled. It's like right now, if you don't include the academy contract kids, we only have 17 players. That's significantly smaller than what we normally run, and we normally run a small roster. But to answer your question, probably Doling.
Okay.
I think we all kind of know what Santi is. I think we all kind of know what Moreno. Hurst, we've kind of already seen. Nava, the midfield. When we know Portillo's a beast. Weehan, Bruce, Rivas. So there's really two kind of unknowns to me on this roster aside from the academy kids, and that's Timothy, Zali, and then Doling. And while our back line does look very shallow at the moment. And that would mean Timothy needs to step up and definitely be somebody. What we've talked about for, what is this, year 5 now? So for 4 years now has been finding the back of the net aside from year 1. And Doling has the number 9 shirt. So I'm expecting something from him. And so I think he has some potential to have like a Sammy Sergei type preseason and hopefully not get injured or have health issues going in the regular season and build on a solid preseason.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of who I'm looking at, the offense in general, but him specifically, see if he can start off on the right foot, find the back of the net, and really get the ball rolling to start.
So David Carl over in the chat says we'll get highlights for you, David. We do absolutely appreciate that. Are any of the Tucson matches going to be live streamed anywhere? Do you know?
Ooh, we have some hashtag redacted.
And there are some trialists. We can confirm that Earl is not a trialist. Earl is currently that we know of. We do know that as of now, Earl has not been offered a contract with
my invite's still in the mail. I haven't checked the mail yet though.
Okay. You better get on that. So good to know there are some trialists out there with the club. So maybe that helps alleviate some of those positions that you were talking about, some of those concerns, Jacob.
Kind of. We'll talk about it tomorrow night.
Yeah, once we know more information, not that you are aware of regarding streaming. Okay, appreciate that. Is the 19th match on the 19th, or one of those other than the black and yellow match, going to be open to public and or media? I don't know if that's been released.
Is
it? Okay.
Tickets are already on sale for it.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I thought I'd seen something, but
I could be wrong.
I want to double check.
Feel like that was the case.
Okay. Earl, since you were not able to make it out to the open tryouts, the club did put out something saying there's a possibility that someone could be signed. Unfortunately, we know at this point it's not you. So what do you think are the odds that one of the open tryout guys, we've seen in the past, guys get opportunities off of the open tryouts to come into the club and make an impact? Josh Goss did, Ben Bowery did. We've seen guys have those opportunities. But yeah, Beigel, you're right. You're correct. That's what he was. Yeah, he was a trialist. And Earl, do you think any of these guys have made an impact on Coach Prince and his training staff?
I would say yes. I mean, I don't know who tried out. I don't know anything like that, but they did mention one on Facebook. They shouted out one of them that, I mean, if he's getting a shout out on Facebook, he might be decent. So I mean, I hope that at least one of them do get signed for this season, just to have some kind of depth and backup, especially in the midfield, even in the back line. But I mean, yeah, I would love to see at least one of them.
Okay, so David Carl, yes, and yes to all the home preseason matches, media and public availability. So that's exciting. February 19th. That's the first time we get to see United in action this spring. Can't wait to see. And David saying we brought one player from the open tryouts with them to Tucson. All right, so yeah, someone obviously caught the eye of Zach Prince. So Earl, do you share any of the same concerns that Jacob does regarding your roster at this point, with it being a little bit smaller than usual, or do you expect that? Because Zach has talked in the past about keeping a small roster. Do you see us maybe signing one or two more, or do you think this is about what we're going to roll with?
No, I mean, I definitely expect us to sign one or two more, maybe three, and get us up in the 20s somewhere, especially on the back line, because that's where we had the most trouble last season, where we found some injury issues, and that's when we started losing confidence and losing composure, is when our back line started taking hits and started getting bruised up a little bit. So I definitely see Zach bringing in maybe one or two, maybe more defensive mids, even back line. But I definitely expect.
For the record, we have typically kept 22 to 24 on the roster, which would be 5 to 7 more.
Do you realize where I went to school?
Yeah, that's why I did the math for you.
Yeah, I'll tell you where I went to school. This place.
Yeah, I literally just did the math for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I don't think you know what the math is. I don't think you were listening to me, but
You said 5 to 7, jackass.
Okay. Thank you.
Earl, Jacob mentioned Josh Dowling as someone he thinks needs to make a showing here in the preseason. Obviously, we don't know a lot about him. New player coming in. Is there anyone that stands out to you that could potentially make an impact or needs to make an impact here in the preseason?
No, just Josh Dowling for sure. Especially not exactly everything Jacob just said. I mean, we don't know much about him or anything of him. So, I mean, that's obviously the big one.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, for me, looking at this, I think I want to see Miles Merritt. I want to see the Academy kids get an extended look here in the preseason against the level of competition that we're going to see, against these other USL clubs, against, maybe against Chicago Fire. See the younger guys get out there and have the opportunity to play against high level competition. So that for me is one big thing that I want to see. I love David's comment here. Timothy Zali. He's a guy that we talked to a while back. I think he's phenomenal. A lot of size. I think he's gonna be really good at the back. The other thing I want to see is
he named the other player that is new.
Yeah.
I named the other player that's new, and then you named the 3 Academy kids that are new to the first team. I think that basically covers it. I will say I would have said some of the Academy kids, but the way you framed the question was, I thought I was thinking about it. Who's going to have a bigger impact during the regular season? And so who do we want to see that from? We kind of talked about Greg Hurst, but he's a, like kind of a known quantity, a semi-known quantity. But anyways, we kind of talked about it when the Academy signings were announced, kind of what we thought playing time and opportunity would be. And I wasn't thinking there was going to be a whole lot of opportunity there. With them probably play, I think all 3 of them are signed to play college ball, and so obviously that's not till August, or I don't even know when they would actually go. So there's a chance we see them. I guess they play in the spring. I don't know when they play. When is college soccer? Spring, right?
Typically during the spring, yeah, because that's one of the things that's been causing issues with U.S. Open Cup this year. Is a lot of the teams that were some of the teams that have declined invitations rely on collegiate players, but because of when the Open Cup is starting now, the players are still in season. So, I mean, yeah, maybe I didn't word my question the way I intended.
No, I think
the answer.
I think I just took it differently than I think you could take it a couple of different ways. I took it as which player did we sign, or which player needs to show out because I'm expecting them to play a big role in the regular season. Whereas I'm not expecting the Academy kids to play as big of a role as somebody like Josh, who I'm expecting to come in and play. I mean, especially you look at the depth chart right now, it's him and Hurst up top, especially after the retiring of the great Devin Sandoval, which we have not yet talked about.
No, that's on the agenda.
So because of that, Josh and Greg both are going to have to come in and produce at the moment. I'm sure we bring in a couple more 9s, or at least one more, if not before the season, during the season, or something like that. So I think I think that's the way I took it and how I wanted to do it.
Yeah, I can see where you went there. Yeah, I think I was mainly trying to just say, who needs to make an impact here in the preseason, because I feel like
as somebody that needs to make an impact going into the regular season. Yeah. And like, who am I excited to watch? That's a different answer.
Yeah.
That's probably the Academy kids, but who needs to make an impact is somebody that I think needs to make an impact during the regular season as well.
Yeah. I think if we can see, Josh and Greg up top and them getting some service and, working on that and, starting to show, cohesion and, an ability, to understand, the system and with how everyone plays, and start to see that the players coming together, gelling together. I think that's going to be important. And obviously, we don't want to see injuries here in the preseason,
right?
So yeah, it's gonna be really exciting, man. can't wait. I'm really looking forward to this. And you mentioned, and we'll go and talk about Dev here. You mentioned, the size of the roster and, the depth that we have. And obviously, Devin Sandoval a few weeks ago announced that he was hanging up his cleats. So unfortunately, his final match was on the road in the playoffs last year. Didn't get to close out his career at home in front of the United faithful. Devin, of course, part of so many big moments for New Mexico United throughout our first 4 years. First goal scorer, fastest goal scorer in USL playoff history. First signing for United. So I mean, and obviously there are still players that we don't know what their futures hold, like Kiesewetter, but how big of a deal is losing Dev with the roster that we have, and what does Dev mean for this club going forward?
I mean, on the pitch, with the last couple of years he's had with the health issues and whatnot, I'm not sitting here going, oh man, that's a huge loss on the pitch. As far as in a match, the difference maker that he used to be isn't what he has been recently. If he doesn't have something to do with the club at all, though, I think is a pretty massive loss. Just being in the locker room. I mean, a lot of ways he is New Mexico United. I mean, if in 10 years from now, if I say New Mexico United, I think Dev, Peter, and Earl's beautiful face are the three faces that are going to pop into my head first.
That is your problem.
And I gave you a compliment, damn it. Somebody else brought up your beard earlier, and it looks like a filter. It looks that good. It looks so perfect that it looks like a filter. So I was just giving you a compliment, Earl. And because of that, he
walk away.
He is in Devon. He is in Earl. Will forever be tied to this club, and I think we're owed a lot of. I mean, he's owed a lot of gratitude from the fans and from Peter, and from the locker room as just being just an outstanding individual both on and off the pitch, and his story of going through what he went through at the end of 2021, and coming back and being able to play in 2022. That alone is remarkable. And you tie that with the first goal and the first signing and him being announced before we even had colors or a crest or a name. And he was bought in from the get-go. And I think a lot of ways he was a big recruiter for players like Suggs and Schmidt and these New Mexico players that see him come back and play for his hometown team or home state team and really inspire them to come back and play, and inspire others to come and want to play here, and inspire the young players that we have coming up, the academy kids, the younger than academy kids. I mean, his dreads will forever go down in New Mexico United history.
I feel like when he cut the dreads, he lost his powers.
Was like empty. I mean, just you cut him and then he just wasn't the same. But I'm just, he will always have a special place in my heart when it comes to United and just in general, just Albuquerque, everything he's done and changes that he's made and because of that, if he doesn't have anything to do with the organization full time, even if it's just for a couple of years as he takes a break. I mean, he's got two young kids, as all three of us kind of now know. Kids are a lot, and so I wouldn't blame him at all if he wanted to step back and he's had enough success in his career that he probably can step back and take a few years to be around the family and if he does that, man, kudos to him. That's a huge deal, but he will be missed in the United family for a while.
Yeah, we heard last year prior to his comeback that he was working with the academy kids. He was working with the U23s, working on getting back into his match fitness. And so him coming back last year, after the health issues was a big moment I think not only for him, but for, the club as well. And then, we obviously heard in the fall that he was more than likely done. So that when the announcement came, we weren't really, shocked by it. It was a matter of, waiting to see when it was going to happen. And so, like, Earl, I want to ask you, do you have a favorite Dev moment, one that sticks out to you, that anytime, it's brought up, anytime he's mentioned, that's going to pop into mind for you?
Yeah, I do. It was when me and Jacob were standing at the UNM soccer complex for the Open Cup when they played Phoenix. When they squashed Phoenix, I'm not going to say played. That
was an Open Cup.
Huh? That was regular season. Sorry, that was regular season. Felt like an Open Cup because it was almost meaningless at some point. And just seeing his return from his health scare. I mean, not knowing what was going to happen, where he was going, what was that. He was contemplating retirement at that time. And then I had talked to him before that, just walking around Albuquerque. I ran into him and he was like, yeah, stay tuned. So it showed that he was still pushing to get back. It showed that he wasn't done with it yet and he wasn't ready. But then seeing him suit up in the UNM soccer complex and then him actually coming on, I mean, those are moments that give you chills. I mean, those are moments that are written in movies. So yeah, that's the one that will stick with me, is just seeing Dev return back to playing instead of being on the sideline and being down with his health scare.
Jacob, any moment that stands out for you?
Yes, but real quick, I know you two probably don't care, but
yeah, no one cares about LeBum.
Look, love him or hate him, he's a fantastic player, and he did just break the. So I'm going to shout him out. He's not my favorite player, but I am going to shout him out and tell him congrats. And they are now going to stop the game with 10 seconds left in the third quarter to have probably a 20-minute celebration of LeBron James' career, which is a little excessive.
Yes, no one cares.
But can I meet? I'm just going to do this real quick, just for a second. So yeah, I know that he's very polarizing. Two, neither of you care about basketball whatsoever. But I did have it on, and he just did pass it, so I just wanted to shout that out.
You son of a bitch. To correct yourself, I do care about basketball because I will be the first one to announce it here. Well, it was announced earlier, but about Kyrie Irving being traded. So yeah, I do pay attention.
Just because you pay attention doesn't mean you care.
David, I'm sorry. Like we gotta disagree on this. We gotta disagree.
I'm not going there. We're not going to go there. I'm going to let LeBron have his night. But me, you, and David can sit down and have a chat about the greatest to ever do it here at some point this season.
Yeah.
As for Dev, maybe he was talking about Dev. He was talking about Dev, the greatest to ever do it. He was talking about Dev. We're just going to leave it.
So that's LeBron's message to Dev. The greatest to ever do it. Love LeBron.
Anyways, as for Dev, I knew nothing about. I mean, I knew stuff about soccer, but
it doesn't.
Earl. Oh man, or David, I'm gonna have to. Okay, I'm gonna ignore the chat. I'm gonna change to something else, so I don't have to see the chat.
Oh, Robert, no, Robert.
Okay, we're okay. We'll have this. We will have this debate later. Because they are both wrong, but Robert's more right than David is. Anyways, when I first found out about United, I asked a coworker of mine at the time, what do I need to know about him? Should I buy season tickets? Blah, 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 blah. He said, well, they signed this guy named Devin Sandoval. He was the first signing, yada, yada, yada. And it's kind of a big deal. I said, okay. Then I went to the first few matches, and I was at the Tulsa match. For Tulsa or Fresno? Fresno was our first win, so Tulsa. It was Tulsa. Tulsa match where he scored, and I don't think I will ever forget that goal, how loud that place got, even though it was a pretty cold March night. And I believe it was a Wednesday. I know our first win was a Wednesday. I feel like our first game there was 0-0, but I could be wrong. I'll have to look that up. But I just won't forget that night. And for as much as him coming back and playing in that Phoenix match, and just some of the memorable goals, him seemingly always scoring against El Paso there for a couple of years. It seemed like every time we played El Paso, he scored. That first goal in United history being him after
Saturday night.
Was it okay? I mean, that just it will stick with me for 4 years. I mean, it's been 5 years now. Essentially, it was 2019, 4 years, and it will always have a special place.
Yeah, I was in the stands, and that was prior to me starting covering for the radio station.
Yeah, I wasn't covering anything either. I had season tickets. I was in my season ticket seat, and arguably, it could have. I think that match was kind of what spurred Somos Unidos News, and got that ball rolling, which in turned into us here, and because it was after that match where we looked in the paper and we were like, "What the hell?" There's a 2-sentence blurb about that, and they didn't even really mention Devin scoring, and we were like, this is bullshit. So that turned into us doing the newsletter, and there, I mean, mistakes were made with that, as we've talked about kind of in the past, but at the end of the day, everything that has happened since that goal has led to the three of us sitting here talking and having guys like David and Robert and Harry in the chat, and so that will always. I mean, I can picture it. I close my eyes, I can see it clear as day. I can hear it. I can hear the crowds clear as day still, and yeah, it was special.
Yeah, it's I mean, obviously, being there, witnessing the first goal in club history, fantastic night, and then to go on and to have conversations with Dev and interactions with him, both as media and not as media. Just he's one of the nicest people that you'll ever meet, and just talking to him about various different things, and getting his take on just soccer, and just talking to him, like incredibly nice guy.
I got to sit down with him for about 30 minutes at the practice facility there, at the locker room there, that they not the new one, but the old one up there in Mesa del Sol in year one. And I wrote an article about him, and the love that he has for this state and this community, and at the time the team, and at the time he had just had a daughter, and I had relatively shortly before that I had my second son, and the conversation that we were able to have, and the genuineness that he had in that conversation. There was no canned answers. There was no why am I here or anything like that. He was happy to be there, talking to a guy who he had never met, that was writing in a fan run newsletter. But I think he loved that. I think that was part of the community pop that this team made, that he enjoyed, and he was happy that he contributed to it. So yeah, I mean, I could spew things. I mean, to balance it out just a hair, he was not as good on the pitch, especially in the last 2 years, as I would have liked, but that stuff like that happens, especially with this health scare, but so he just, I mean, we'll have to do a Devin podcast. I could go on and on.
Yeah, we'll reach out to him, see if we can't get him to come on the show, and sit down with him and just do do 30 minutes, just us talking to depth, with Dev, and looking back on his career and various other things. So we will definitely do that. So I do want to mention before we move off of Dev that the club did announce a Devon Sandoval night. That will be June 3rd. When, of course, El Paso comes to town. So Devon Sandoval night. Make sure you're there Saturday, June 3rd. You can obviously get your tickets. Season tickets are on sale. And something I don't know if I missed this. I want to bring this up real quick. At the very bottom, it says you get priority access to the new stadium.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know if I just missed that originally, but yeah, if you go to the club website, season tickets are on sale. The bottom benefit, future priority access to new stadium. So perhaps something more is going on behind the scenes, getting ever closer to a new stadium announcement, hopefully. Uh-oh. I
was about to talk shit about David being in bed already, but...
Well, we are all surprised that you're not in bed already. So you being a family man and all now. So so maybe this means that something is coming. Who knows? We will, of course, be keeping our ears to the ground.
So
and bugging David to give us information.
David just woke me up. Like I had been kind of lackadaisically coming into this season and not we haven't had, when was last, like the last new player was
Sam? Well, not a new player, but last signing was Sam. Yeah.
Sam. And that was like a month ago, it feels like. And we were kind of rolling through this last month and had kind of been all a little blah about it. And now all of a sudden I have my interest has been piqued. The try it with Redacted. I mean, you get a name like Redacted in preseason, and that obviously is exciting. But then a little stadium tease.
Can we get Pete on the show?
Well, the last time we had him, we tried picking his brain, and he said that things are still in motion. So,
but he also had David watching his back.
I don't think I stopped Pete in the past.
I don't know if Pete drinks, but I feel like we need to take him to a bar.
Well, he had an adult beverage the last time.
We need to take him to a bar, feed him a couple drinks. One of us distracts David, maybe kidnaps him, and then we ask Peter some questions.
What we need to do is this Sunday, when David is busy watching the Eagles.
Oh yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I got a leak from another person within the club back in year one. That was not Pete. So, and that was news about Phil Weigel. So, there are probably other people we could reach out to, but
I feel like if we go to other people though, and they say something, they could get in trouble. Yeah. Peter's not going to get in trouble because it's the freaking owner.
Right. So Sam Hamilton was announced on January 20th. So that was like not even a month ago. It was like two and a half weeks ago. It does. It feels like it's been a long time. Like this off season is just kind of like we went we went a little while without any news, and finally we got a whole slew of news, and now it's like preseason is this week.
David, I'm not worried because during World Cup I did threaten 3 of the nuclear powers of the world.
Yeah, that is true.
That's a fact.
Earl did say some rather naughty things.
That's where his name, head of shithousery, came from. Was those comments?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, life for the next couple days.
That's also why Earl hasn't been podcasting from his normal backdrop. He's actually in an underground bunker in the middle of the Sonoran Desert.
He's in the bunker from the movie Blast from the Past.
He's in Bill's bunker from Last of Us. Anybody?
There you go. Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right.
I watched Last of Us. I hate the ending.
Are you watching it on mine? Are you watching it on my? Who's watching it on my account?
Earl has not given me an account yet, so
Well, I thought it might be you.
I almost, like I said, I went in, I started it, and I fell asleep because I tried to start
which account?
On my
HBO
profile on your account.
Not me.
It might have been me
because I went to go watch season 3 or episode 3, and it had already been watched like 3/4 of the way through.
Oh, I didn't know. No. I started episode 1 and fell asleep.
And then I watched 3, and then I went to go watch 4 last night, and episode 4 had been played on mine, and I was like, "Who's watching it?" On the one that's clearly labeled Jacob.
Yeah.
Which show is this?
Last of Us. The one that you don't want to watch because you're.
I'll change the password for you. I think I know.
No, you're fine. I don't care. I
know who's doing it, and I don't want them in my account.
Why are they using mine? Why not use yours? Oh, they probably don't want to get caught. That's probably what it is.
No, I did admit I'd use your profile, but I've been watching other things. Like West Wing.
I saw
West Wing and Newsroom and Friends.
Newsroom. That's the one I was like, why? I've been watching Friends too, so I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
But the Newsroom.
Newsroom is really good.
My wife was like, "What's Newsroom?" I was like, "I don't know," but
it's really good.
Somebody's 9 episodes into it, and it's not me.
No, it's really good.
Just make your own account.
Okay, I will. I'll do that.
It's your own profile. It doesn't bother me.
I'll make my own profile. Okay, yeah, I'll do that then.
Yeah, get out of my.
All right, so we have 2 more pieces of news to get through.
You go add the child.
Oh, there you go.
Hang on, I'm gonna go ahead.
David agrees with me. Newsroom is great. Okay, perfect. You know what I want to watch? News Radio. Jacob probably remembers that show. David Spade, Joe Rogan, Phil Hartman.
Don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, oh my God, David! Tell me, David Carl. I'm sure David Carl knows this one. News Radio.
You have sparked something that I remembered. There was a movie a little while ago called Pirate Radio.
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything about it, mainly because I don't want to butcher it. Look it up and watch it if you have access to it. If you can watch it anywhere, it's a very, very good movie.
Okay, Pirate Radio. I'll have to look into that.
Basically, if I remember right, I said I wasn't going to explain it, but I'm going to, and I don't care if I'm wrong because I'm relatively sure I'm wrong half the time on this podcast anyway. If I remember right, it was like BBC or something like that put back in the 70s, 80s, whenever it was, put a ban on what could be played on the radio from what could be played on the radio. So people took a boat, went into the ocean, broadcast from the ocean stuff that couldn't be broadcast.
Interesting. I will definitely check that out.
And I could be completely wrong. It's been probably a decade and a half since I watched this movie. Okay. But if I remember right, that's what it was about. And I just remembered I really liked it.
I will definitely check that out. But yeah, 2 more bits of New Mexico United news before we do get out of here. First is that the club announced a line of upcycled merchandise. Now, have you guys checked this out?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you haven't, New Mexico United did announce that they are launching a first run of upcycled merchandise in partnership with a company called Refried Apparel. Merch shop includes hoodies, bucket hats, scrunchies, bags, and more, all made from recycled New Mexico United gear and other materials. The items did start on sale on Friday, February 3rd, and there's only a few items in the store, at least online. But guys, these look really good. You know, the bucket. I'm a big fan of bucket hats. I think this is fantastic. All the gear looks great.
Somebody that is 36 would say that.
I'm 38. Thank you.
38. Oh, even better. I'm a big fan of bucket hats.
I'm a big fan of bucket. Dude, I like bucket hats. Okay, I really am.
So I had to look it up. I had to look it up because it was bothering me. So I looked up Pirate Radio, and the poster that comes up is of Pirate Radio, but the title that is on IMDb is The Boat That Rocked.
Okay.
It's from 2009, starring Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, I'm sold.
Nick Frost, who you might not know the name Nick Frost, but I guarantee you know who Nick Frost is. And it is a band of rogue DJs that captivated Britain, playing the music that defined a generation and standing up to a government that wanted classical music and nothing else on the airwaves. So I was right.
Yeah. Philip Seymour Hoffman, fantastic.
Love it.
Rest in peace, dude. Yeah, dude. Oh, fantastic actor. Love his stuff.
By the way, you have your own profile on HBO Max, so you can stop pissing off Jacob.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. What was it?
Change the password?
Not yet.
Okay.
I thought maybe you just say, "Hey,
Rachel."
Whoa.
Rachel. It's way past your bedtime, Rachel.
Rachel, appreciate you being here. Thank you for popping in.
By the way, anyone who's listening, my password HBO Max is
I heart JPG.
I love JPG or JP Guzman.
There you go. Now you just have to figure out Earl's email address. So
the J and the P are capitalized, and Guzman is not.
We are doing well, Rachel. How are you doing this evening? Glad that you popped in here. The other piece of news, New Mexico United did launch a multi-game ticketing plan with flexible seating. So 2023 multi-game packages on sale now to all fans. Two options include a 9-match option starting at $150 and a 5-match option starting at $86. Fans have the option to choose the matches they would like to attend in the packages, which is new new in the 2023 season. Fans will have the option to move their seats around or to lock in a specific seat. So
the lover spelled that way and at AOL is peak early 2000s. I mean, just freaking peak. They nailed it. David was probably the two best comments ever on the live streams tonight. Oh man.
If you want to get in touch with Earl, you can email him at jpglover@aol.com.
Lover, LUVR.
Yes, there you go.
I hate it here.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Make it make sense.
Previously, fans could choose one seat to stay in throughout the season, but this new package allows fans to find the seats they like best, exploring various areas around the stadium. Both the 5-match and 9-match plans will be one Wednesday night and with the remaining matches on the weekend. So
okay, just move.
And of course, the new ticketing partner for United is SeatGeek. So, guys, this is exciting. This is something different that I don't think many clubs have done. I don't know of any club that does this. Allows you to move your seat from match to match. So, I mean, obviously, Jacob, you are still a season ticket holder. Yes.
Oh no.
No. Okay.
Since year one.
I mean, is this something that interests even like the casual fan, being able to sit in different spots, or say, "Hey, I can only commit to 5 games."
Yeah, I think when you have 17 home matches, and charging, I don't remember what the lowest is. I'm pretty sure it's around $300 for a season ticket. That doesn't work for everybody. So to offer something like this, where it's you said the cheapest multi-game plan that you can do is $86, $85, whatever it is. I mean, I feel like that kind of includes everybody. Like everybody that wants to go to multiple games has an avenue now to do that. The changing the seat thing is kind of weird to me. I think one of the things that I've always found endearing about being a season ticket holder is, you have your seats, and a lot of times you have, like with a full season ticket holder, like my buddy Will, who was a season ticket holder last year. Everybody around him kind of had season tickets too, so there was like a little community of people that that were in the same area, and that's pretty cool to me. But I think it adds a lot of variety that you can have with what you do. You get to pick your games. It's nice. I like it.
Earl, is this something that you will be taking advantage of for you and your family?
No.
Okay. I mean, obviously, your girlfriend and her daughter went and experienced their first ever in-person soccer game a few weeks ago. So is it a matter of like, is there a reason why? Is the pack, like, did these are these packages not attractive to you, or is it more like you would end up doing just more like a single ticket?
That's exactly it. I would just do obviously with her living in the middle of
don't say where.
Middle of nowhere.
Okay.
I can't give my exact location due to security risks.
Qatar might find you.
Qatar and Saudi Arabia and Iran might find me. So me living in the middle of Alavergaville.
You just gave it away.
Anyways, no. So it's too long of a trip to actually invest in 3 tickets for 8 games, especially being out here. So, Rachel, funny.
Rachel, this is the kind of stuff that you get when you pop into the show. We get, we make fun of Earl a little bit.
Yeah, did you guys hang on? Did you two fill out the media credential form?
I don't know. Let me check my email.
I was supposed to.
Okay, so the boss man, where it says boss man, that's him. He's supposed to do that. I'm just the head of shithousery.
I'm on it. I'm on it now.
He's doing it now. All right, there you go.
So whenever we decide to go to a game together, or a match together, which obviously I'll still be doing my obligation and showing up, and then just going out there the next day. But whenever we decide to actually go to a game together, we'll just buy tickets together and hang out.
All right, fair enough.
But David, if you could put me in touch with the media guy for Colorado Springs, I might be taking a road trip in April.
Earl on location. Wow.
Oh yeah, that's a spoiler, by the way.
Yeah, I went down to El Paso last year, and aside from the press box is horrendous. If you've ever been down there, it's yeah. Anyway, yeah, guys. I mean, the season is here. Like, I'm excited. Like, the club is doing so many exciting things. It looks like we might be getting a stadium announcement at some point.
So with the season right around the corner, I have one thing to say.
Okay. Yeah, David is absolutely correct. The press box in El Paso is absolutely cramped, and their credentialing system is weird.
Press boxes are overrated.
Yeah,
I say that now, but I know when we get the new stadium, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, this press box is amazing," because I know how they'll do it. But that being said, even in the new stadium, I will be on the pitch more than likely. So
yeah, no, I mean their press box is literally like a 10 by 12 room with like elevated seats for one portion, but it's literally big enough for maybe like 8 people total.
It's like the press box at UNM.
Yeah, it's like, so UNM's is long, but you can fit people across it. But no, it's narrow, and then there's, so like I said, there's a raised platform that's got room for like 2 people, and then like you have to like walk down and around it, and there's barely enough room to pull out a chair to sit down at the front row of it, and it's an awful sight line to the pitch, because you're looking.
Now you know why me and Jacob do not like press boxes.
It's just, yeah, you're sitting over basically like the south goal there. It's terrible. Like, you can't see it. It's just awful. And then, and unlike New Mexico United, who gives us fantastic food week in and week out down at the stadium, El Paso provided nothing, not even a water.
It would be nice if New Mexico United provided food on the off season.
The club is not going to DoorDash for you, Earl.
I mean.
And then like, so the credentialing system in El Paso, like, so I got credentials, but they had 2 different sets of credentials. One was just press and one was for field. And they don't tell you this. So like, I couldn't get down, I couldn't get on the field. I couldn't do nothing. Like, I was not.
According to the people on the field at UNM or at Isotopes Park, we have 2 different press passes, and one gets you just in the box and one gets you on the field. And it almost stopped me from getting on the field a couple times, but
there's also one where you get your bag checked and one that you don't.
There's also one that you don't get a press pass checked to be on the field. So I mean, just yeah.
There's also one that you have a press pass and you don't even get in the stadium.
Yeah, sometimes you can just walk right in.
To be fair, David Carl and the communications team does a fantastic job.
Oh yeah, David's the greatest. It's not.
We won't talk about where the lapses in that are, because we don't want to get ourselves or the Earl.
Oh.
But compared to other situations, the New Mexico United does a fantastic job. And David, I know David can absolutely get you in touch with Colorado Springs because David does reach out to us and say, hey, are you going to matches X, Y, and Z? You know,
it's just unfortunate that our buddy Caldwell will not be there.
I know.
He still owes me a fucking jersey.
Yeah, here you go. Tweet him. There you go.
Rachel, let's talk about this. You need to call me.
You're about to be heartbroken, Rachel. Yeah. You are about. He's not dead. He's not dead. You're not going to be that heartbroken. Just
Rachel, I'll just tell you right out. I lost a custody battle.
I'm trying not to laugh because it is sad, but the way he phrased it is pretty funny.
Yeah. That being said, there's no segue off. There's no way to segue off of that. That being said, the preseason starts Thursday. Tucson, Arizona. We will be back at First Financial Field on
less than 2 weeks. We will be
2 weeks,
at
First Financial Training Center. Yeah. February 19th. First home preseason match for New Mexico United. Keep an eye on FEP, of course. Yes. Keep an eye on social media feeds from the club for updates for the Tucson matches. As we get highlights, we will certainly share those with you guys. But yeah, I mean, Jacob, you ready to get us out of here?
Sure. After an hour of wrestling talk and 20 minutes of United talk.
I think we also talked about the bum, so don't even bitch. I don't want to hear it.
It was 10 seconds, and it would have been shorter if some douchebag wasn't interrupting with his perfect beard.
Look, this is what divorce life does to you.
Earl, I will give you $5 if you can point to Nebraska on the map behind you there.
Oh, $5.
Wait, does it say it on there? I feel like you read it.
No, I just know where it's at.
I don't believe you.
Where else? Which one?
I don't believe you.
Hey, Earl, when the Cowboys are flying to the Super Bowl, where do they need to fly from? And where are they flying to?
Here. They're going to Hawaii.
David, I do have a question for you. Are you going to be okay after the Phillies, the Union, and the Eagles all lose in a championship game?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow. Jacob, you are the one putting in the media credential requests.
Yeah, you. What?
I'm sorry. I put myself in that shoes, and like, if 3 of my 4 teams made it, but none of them won it, I don't know how I would feel.
Rachel, I just texted you, by the way.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that means that they are better than 98% of the other teams in the league.
So, like, you could be excited, kind of like the Bills in the 90s going to 4 straight Super Bowls. That's awesome, but at the end of the day, you don't have a trophy. So
Atlanta,
yeah. So I actually don't care. I mean, I kind of care. My wife's from Kansas City, so I will be rooting for.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Does it bother you that Matt Ryan?
Sorry, who?
That guy is considering retiring on 3/28.
No,
I think it's hilarious.
I think so too.
Guys, did you know that diarrhea is hereditary?
It runs in your genes.
I knew if anybody would get it, it would be Earl.
No, I've moved past the dad jokes. Now that I'm like a stepdad and whatnot.
You need to watch the beginning of season 4 or the beginning of episode 4 of
Jacob is an ass.
I am. You need to watch the beginning of episode 4 of Last of Us, and
why would I endure that shit?
There's a run of dad jokes at the very beginning that you will enjoy. And then there's the diarrhea one is from the end of the episode. So, yeah. Just, anyways, I think I was supposed to be getting us out of here about 5 minutes ago. Any parting thoughts, guys? about anything.
Dude, I'm excited. I just can't wait. It's finally here.
And Earl is dead. Really,
Wait.
nothing.
Wait, I have something.
You're looking up a dad joke. You're fucking looking up a dad joke, and I'm gonna hate you for it. Go ahead.
No, this is just a thought for the day. I thought I was getting muted or kicked out. One of the two.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna let you have it.
So a pizza's shape is round.
Yes.
But it's delivered in a square box.
Yeah, and they're triangles.
Cut in triangles.
What's the joke?
Is that it?
Also, if two people are standing on the opposite ends of the world, so North Pole and South Pole,
okay.
when they drop a piece of bread on the ground, technically, Earth is a sandwich.
But is a hot dog a sandwich?
This is also the same question as, is cereal a soup?
Cereal is not a fucking soup. Get the fuck out of here. And hot dog is not a fucking sandwich.
Why is a hot dog a sandwich?
Hot dog is not a sandwich.
So what happens? Listen, motherfucker. So when you have the hot dog,
this is the content you came for, Rachel.
When you have the hot dog and it's like this, okay? This is the hot dog, and the weenie's inside it, sitting like this, okay?
Yeah. I think we all know how hot dogs work. Thank you.
So when the hot dog bun tears, because it's bound to fucking happen, because that's
a hot dog is a gyro.
I don't know why. What kind of shitty ass buns are you getting that tear all the time?
So whenever
are you just putting like a giant fucking hog?
When Iron Man said, "I am inevitable," he was talking about a fucking hot dog bun tearing. Because when the hot dog bun tears and it becomes like this, and you have to eat your fucking hot dog like this.
No, you don't.
That's a sandwich, motherfucker.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are professionals.
Oh gosh. Yes, it is, Robert. Yes, it is. I mean, some could argue it was off the rails when we spent 30 minutes talking about WWE, as far as like not being related to what we were going to talk about, what me and Seth talked about talking about literally 45 minutes earlier. But hey, every episode goes off the rails, Robert. It is only right.
My plan was based on the expectation that Earl might not show up. So
so some guy walked in my office the other day.
Yeah, Earl.
And he tried to sell me a coffin.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
I told him that's the last thing I needed.
Oh God.
I so badly want to go back to this hot dog being a fucking sandwich thing, but
it's a gyro.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
No, go back to it. I'm all about the discussion.
I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna button myself up, be a professional. To everybody in the chat, especially David dropping the eyeball and stadium emoji, because that has me fired up. And to Rachel and Harry for popping in. Rachel, we love you. It's been way too long. Can't wait to get back. Robert, fuck you. And
hang on. One more thought.
Damn it.
One more thought.
I was being so professional.
What?
I said I was being so professional, and you ruined it.
We do need a dad joke showdown, and we have to be serious. No one can crack.
Yeah, that could be a special. We could do that as a special.
Yeah, we can't crack though. That's
right,
like Dad Ventures opening episode. Damn it.
Well, Earl's gonna lose this.
Yeah.
He can't eat.
So I used to be addicted to soap.
Oh God.
But now I'm clean.
Oh damn it. Earl. What's brown and sticky?
I don't want to know.
A stick. Come on.
What is blue
Okay. I'm sorry. I can't do this. We've been going for an hour and a half. I can't do this.
What is blue and smells like red paint?
Red paint.
Yeah.
Or blue paint. Sorry. Fuck. We both messed that up. Anyways, thanks everybody in the chat. We will be back. Oh no. I said me. Rachel's got the best ones so far. 2 weeks, 1 week. What are we doing? 2 weeks still?
2 weeks.
So before we
after
go,
the home game, that'll be fun.
Yeah, my dog. Touchy subject. So my dog ate all the letters to Scrabble. I have a feeling it's gonna spell disaster.
What is that noise, Seth?
There are children playing outside at 10:30
That's the kid
at
in his
night.
basement.
Yeah, because you live in the ghetto. Anyways,
Anyways,
30-something degrees.
no, you're done. I'm
Look,
shutting you down.
This is real. This is real. This is real.
If it's not real, I'm gonna punch you next time I see you. Right in that perfect little beard of yours.
Which is when?
Hopefully at the preseason game.
Which is when again?
God damn it, Earl. It's on the 19th.
So I used to not trust my chiropractor.
Oh, yep, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
But I stand corrected.
Rachel, if you're ever free on a Tuesday night, we'd love to have you on the podcast.
Absolutely.
So
just to take Earl's place, mainly, because you have better dad jokes.
Did you hear the guy that invented?
Nope.
Did you hear the guy that invented Velcro died?
Do I need to remove you?
No, listen. Did you hear?
I don't want to remove you, but I will remove you. Above Earl's bunker. What the fuck is going on, Seth?
I have no idea. Like,
They're so loud.
yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I so am glad I don't live in an apartment. Sorry.
I can't believe it's 10:40 at night and they're outside playing. I don't get it. So some people's parents.
Yeah.
I wonder what lawyers say when they say goodbye.
Oh, God damn it.
Well, to be fair, the girl upstairs, she lets her daughter run around until like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes.
It's probably the same little girl.
No, this is a different kid.
So, like I said,
you know that those girls laugh because he's a creeper.
I wonder what lawyers say when they say goodbye.
What, Earl?
We'll be suing you.
Damn it. Everybody in the chat.
Jacob, get us out of here, please.
2 weeks from today, we will be back. It will be after the preseason match against El Paso here, which I believe me and Seth are at least going to try to go to. Earl, I don't know. Earl's in his own little world. So we will have some good content for you then. We will be talking, obviously, about the preseason matches. We'll be looking ahead to the regular season a little bit. We'll probably have some nonsense. And yeah, tune in again, 9 o'clock, 2 weeks from now. Other than that, love you. Thank you all for being in the chat, except for Robert. Fuck you. And until 2 weeks from now, it's almost news.
So before Jacob, hold on, Seth. Hold on.